Maxim, can you tell us a little bit about what you'll be making today?
Right, so I'm making a creamy spelt pasta funghi, and really just trying to use ingredients that we can get from our farmers markets, from our local gardens. These herbs are all from our garden here. Got a mixture of different varieties of basil. We've got some marjoram, which I got from the market. We've got some purple kale as well. I was hoping to also make, to finish, show you guys how to make a vegan parmesan alternative. So we've got hemp seeds in there, we've got cashews in there, and key ingredient that you will need is nutritional yeast. The first thing that I did was roast these mushrooms. I roasted them in a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt, a little bit of marjoram, and I covered them with foil in the oven. This is the only almond milk I've found so far that you can cook with. So we will, first of all, the first thing that we want to do is get our pan on. I'm going to get that up to a decent heat with a little bit of olive oil in there. And when we're cooking pasta, as everybody knows, I think it's good to season really liberally with salt. We've got pink Himalayan sea salt, pink Himalayan mountain salt rather, in the water. And this isn't going to go in for very long. So we'll just get that ready there. And we'll make sure that we throw that on 7 minutes before this is ready.
Is olive oil best with pasta? Oh, beautiful, Maxim. Look at you.
Then we turn that pan down and add our almond milk. So we're just going to let that simmer down just to make sure there's nothing stuck on the bottom of the pan. So yeah.
I trust that you've done it perfectly.
As long as it's covered. As long as it's covered, that's all you need to make sure. Really, a little bit of space in the pan so that it doesn't stick together. You'll need to stir this semi-frequently. But it's okay. That's going to simmer there probably for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Until it's reduced to the right level.
I'll keep an eye on that for you. Okay,
wonderful.
Maxim.
We're going to take off the very epidermal layer of skin of this beautiful lemon from Brooks' garden. And then I'm going to slice it very thinly. And we're going to add that. When you're doing it this way, you want to make sure that you get rid of the pith. The pith is this white sort of substance that you'll see around different types of citrus, and it's quite bitter. So you want to get rid of that. We don't want to put too much of a citrus flavor in there, but I think a little hint helps to keep it light, this sense of freshness that we want in there, you know? So we're going to thinly slice this kale. That's another chiffonade for you. And that's going to go in at the end. We're only going to cook it for about 30 seconds to a minute, probably.
Yeah, beautiful.
So yeah, that's spelt pasta cooks quite quickly as well. It's like 7 minutes until al dente, generally for spaghetti. I forgot to bring the nutritional yeast.
Yes.
And so that's a key ingredient to your vegan parmesan, which you can use any kind of nuts really. You can use cashews, you can use almonds. I've chosen to use hemp and raw cashews here. So all of the oils, all of the aminos and the omegas, which those contain, especially the hemp seeds, will be preserved because nothing's going to get heated or anything like that. And we want to just mash them up. We're mashing them up with a little bit of salt and a little bit of garlic powder.
Are we just sprinkling this on top?
Yeah,
or are we
just kind
adding
of
some as it's cooking?
No, how you'd use it, definitely sprinkle it on top.
Yes.
Because it's nuts, when it comes in contact with liquid, just like parmesan, it will start melting and getting a little bit gluggy. So it's much better to top it with it. Yeah, otherwise you'll thicken the sauce too much.
Okay. Now do you need your spoon?
Yes,
sir?
thank you very much.
There you go. I can see how that's now starting to get thicker.
It is starting to thicken up, taking on some of that colour as well. And probably about another 5 minutes, guys. I'm going to chop these herbs and get them ready as well. Okay, so you can see this is reduced down now. We're actually going to need to add a little bit more of this. Just at the end there.
The colour's looking beautiful. So you want to add the kale when there's still a little bit of liquid in there?
Yeah, but I'm not going to stir it in. I'm just going to let it kind of steam on top.
Yes. Okay, so now we're putting in the...
Now we're actually going to turn this off now. So
Yes.
it's off. We've got the basil in there, we've got the kale in there. That pasta needs to come off. All right, guys. So our pasta, our sauce, our herbs, everything in there. And we're just going to toss that up.
Sure, Maxim.
It's a big pan, so I need to use both hands.
Look at you. That is looking beautiful, Maxim.
Wonderful. Yeah, so it's really, really nice. The more of the almond milk you use, the more creamy your sauce will be. But it's actually a really versatile thing to do. I've been using soy and almond milk to make different kinds of pies as well. So if you wanted like a mushroom and leek pie, a really good filling would be made out of something like this. And if you're happy to use soy or you can't find this, pure harvest organic soy milk works really well as a reduction. And you can use it in pastas, you can use it as fillings for pies, you can use it as just a sauce for various different things. And, you know, totally vegan. So your pasta there, a little bit of your hemp seed, parmesan on top.
Look at that. Just beautiful. Bit of
And
garnish.
finish that with a little bit of marjoram, which I love, and it's like a really underrated herb that we don't use too much. So some of the love for the marjoram